Yo, what's up, you? We are back, and today, NFL playoff predictions. Heading to the final week of the NFL season. We're finally here. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button. Let's see who's making the NFL playoffs. Which teams are in, which teams are out. There's a couple of teams that have already clinched. We're going to talk about those first. So the first teams that have actually clinched, it's going to be the 49ers are the 1 seed in the NFC. The Ravens are the 1 seed in the AFC. A couple other teams, though, already have spots. We have the Cowboys, the Lions, the Eagles, the Rams. All those NFC teams already in. The AFC, Chiefs already in. Browns, Dolphins already in. And like I said, Ravens 1 seed. So let's see, position by position, who's going to be what seed. Here's the predictions. Let's go with the NFC first. The NFC, we have the San Francisco 49ers, currently 1 seed. That's not changing. Okay, they have a bye week. 2 seed, the 2 seed can be either the Cowboys or the Lions. Cowboys lose, Lions win. And the Lions can leapfrog them for 2 seed. Not going to happen. The Cowboys have an easy game against the Washington Commanders, and the Lions have another kind of easy game against the Vikings. Not as easy, but I expect both teams to win if they both try. So I have Dallas Cowboys remaining the 2 seed, and the Detroit Lions remaining as the 3 seed. 4 seed is where things get tricky. This is where we start looking at the bubble, the fringe teams, whatnot. The Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are currently 4 seed. And the 4 seed is going to belong to whoever wins the NFC South. Perhaps the worst division I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, there's actually a couple teams that have positive records or could have positive records. We have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the New Orleans Saints, who just beat the Buccaneers last week to remain in the playoff picture, and then the Atlanta Falcons. Now, the Falcons, in my eyes, the Falcons are kind of a joke. I don't really give them much of a chance of actually making the playoffs whatsoever. The way that they can make the playoffs, if the Falcons beat the New Orleans Saints and the Buccaneers lose to the Panthers, bro, come on, then the Falcons can make the playoffs. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. Now, the Buccaneers have the easiest path to retaining that 4 seed. The Buccaneers just have to beat the Carolina Panthers. Easy. Done. Lock in the Buccaneers at 4 seed. Although they played awful versus the Saints, it's the Panthers who just got shut out 26-0 by C.J. Beathard. Come on. Buccaneers 4. The Saints, on the other hand, can be 7 seed. We'll touch on that in a little bit, all right? So going back to the NFC, the 5 seed is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles, they do have a 19% chance to kind of leapfrog the Cowboys, take the 2 seed, and win their division. Maybe, it might be 3 seed if they won. But I don't really see the Eagles winning their division because the Cowboys have to lose to the Commanders, and that ain't happening. So Eagles at 5, I like that right there. Number 6, we're going to give the Los Angeles Rams the 6th seed. They play the 49ers. The 49ers are probably going to have their backups in. The Rams, they're already locked in the playoffs. They might rest some players as well. It's going to be a troll game, I think. But the Rams might be playing for that 6th seed instead of 7th seed, depending on the tiebreaker and what goes on. So we're going to keep the Rams at 6. 7 seed, back to fringe teams. There's 3 teams, because we're eliminating the Falcons, 3 teams to consider. The Green Bay Packers. They're currently locked in at 7 seed, and they're the safest bet out of all the teams remaining. 64% chance to make the playoffs, and all they have to do is win their game. The Packers play the Bears. They're 8-8. They play the 7-9 Bears. Bears out of the playoffs, but they're fighting an NFC North divisional matchup, a rival. Packers have to beat them. I don't know if the Packers beat the Bears. In my weekly prediction, I said yeah, they would. But as I think about it, I don't know, man. The Bears are coming off a huge victory where the offense looked great over the Atlanta Falcons. They scored 38 points, I think, in that game. Let's say that the Bears somehow win that game, right? Uh-oh, Packers lose. What happens then? Well, then, I like the Seahawks' chances of making the playoffs. Introduce the Seattle Seahawks. I think the Seahawks make the playoffs. The Seahawks just have to beat the Cardinals. Should happen. Even though the Cardinals are somehow beating the Eagles. And then the Packers have to lose to the Bears. I could see that happening. I like it. I'm going to go with Seattle as my 7th seed in the prediction, just to make things a little interesting. We're going to eliminate the Saints, too. The Saints can make the playoffs without the Buccaneers losing, but it gets kind of tricky. So the Saints have to win, or actually, you know what? I don't even think... Oh, yeah, here it is. The Saints have to win, and then the Seahawks have to lose to the Cardinals. I don't know if that's going to happen. And then the Packers have to lose to the Bears. So Packers losing to the Bears and the Seahawks losing to the Cardinals, I don't like it. It's basically New Orleans over Green Bay for that 7th seed spot is what would happen. But I'm not going to go with that. That leaves the games for the NFC as such. We would have the 49ers with the bye, and then we would have the Cowboys playing the Seahawks, the Lions versus Rams, and the Buccaneers versus the Eagles. Those are the NFC predictions. Going to the AFC. The AFC, we have the Baltimore Ravens at 1 seed. That ain't changing. 2 seed, Miami Dolphins. I like that too. I don't really think the Miami Dolphins, that position really is going to change as of right now. But they do play the Buffalo Bills in perhaps the biggest game of the season. I'm going to make a whole separate video on that, who I think is going to win. But without any spoilers, I guess it is a spoiler, I'm keeping Miami in the 2 seed. Just why not? 3 seed, going with the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs already locked into the playoffs. Nothing to worry about there. But they definitely got to gain some momentum. They're playing worse than the Eagles. Maybe not as bad as that, but they're not playing good football late in December. But I have the Chiefs at 3. 4 seed, I'm going to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars just have to handle business. They control their own destiny, beat the Tennessee Titans. Will Levis is injured. Titans' offense has been awful as of late. If Trevor Lawrence isn't playing this game, that would be a disgrace, honestly. But I like the Jaguars right here. Beat the Titans, win the division, get 4 seed. I like it. 5 seed, we're going to go with the Cleveland Browns, already locked in the playoffs. 6 seed, these are fringe teams now. Fringe teams. We have the Bills, Colts, the Texans, the Steelers. Now listen, the 6th seed, I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. I think the Bills are going to lose to the Dolphins. I'll just say it now. I think it might happen. You know, the Dolphins, home team, it could happen, right? But the Bills, with a loss, are already a 10-win team and are still not really eliminated from the playoffs. So basically, the Bills, if they lose, they need a Pittsburgh Steelers loss or a Jacksonville Jaguars loss. Will the Steelers beat the Baltimore Ravens backups? I don't know. Will the Jaguars beat the Tennessee Titans? Probably. So really, it comes down to Steelers Ravens. It's tough. But the fact that I'm choosing the Dolphins over Bills in a 50-50 game, I'm going to hedge my bets. Because if the Bills win that game, then the Bills and Dolphins are both still in the playoffs. So I'm keeping the Bills in the playoffs in the 6th seed, just to hedge my bets a little bit. So Bills, 6. 7 seed is where things get interesting. We have the Steelers, the Colts, and the Texans. The Steelers, they need some help as well. Colts and Texans kind of win and in. So basically, Pittsburgh just has to beat the Baltimore Ravens backups, and then the Bills lose, and they'll leapfrog the Bills. So basically, we could see the Steelers in the playoffs with Mason Rudolph over Josh Allen. I don't want to think about that. Or the Steelers win and the Jaguars lose, and we see the Steelers over the Jaguars. I don't want to see that either. So that's really the scenarios for Steelers to get in. I don't like it. I could see the Steelers beating the backups. I think that could happen and probably will happen. But the Bills, I don't know. I'm just going to be sad if the Steelers make it over the Bills, honestly. That wouldn't be good. Wouldn't be good football in some of these wild card games if the Steelers make it over the Bills. 7 seed, I think, is going to the winner of the Colts versus Texans matchup. A huge matchup of which I think the Texans win and get the 7 seed in the AFC, eliminating the Colts and Gardner Minshew, unfortunately. That's going to be the NFL playoff predictions this year. The AFC, the matchups are going to be Ravens bye week, Dolphins versus Texans, nice game. Chiefs versus Bills, nice game. And Jaguars versus Browns, nice games in the AFC all around. And a fun wildcard weekend. Let me see how I do. Smash your like button, smash the comment button. Who do you think is making the playoffs? Thanks for watching. Peace out.